When I was little, one of my absolute favorite things in the world was to get a new box of crayons. Not those little boxes, but the big boxes of 64 colors. Because I've always loved color, because the world contains a lot of colors, and I could never figure out how or why anyone would ever use 8 or 16. I mean, if that's all you have. But so for my birthday, usually, or Christmas, I would get a box of the 64 and try and keep my younger siblings away from them, which wasn't always successful, but it made me so happy. I was feeling anxious earlier today, and I shared that with someone, a friend, and they were surprised. He said, I thought, like, you're so, into meditating and all of that kind of thing. I've never known you to really be anxious. I spent much of my life being very anxious, like medication level anxiety. And the medication never really worked for me. So eventually, in time, I found other ways, Bach remedies, and meditation, and all of those things. But it doesn't mean that I don't get anxious. Um, you see this, that means the time at the dentist. That means anxiety for me. And I thought about it, and she seemed to think there was something wrong with being anxious. Obviously, if any emotion gets in the way of you living your life, then it's time to find some help. But we are human beings. We're like that big box of 64 crayons. We have at least 64 emotions. And the hottie-does are agreeing. So if you feel anxious one day, or you feel particularly joyful, or you feel angry, or you feel jealous, or whatever, guess what? Here's your diagnosis. You're a human being. It's okay. If you feel angry every day, or jealous every day, or depressed every day, especially, if it's getting in the way of life, then you need to find someone to talk to. And there are ways to shift it that other than, traditional allopathic medicine. But I think a big part of the problem is we make it a problem. You can make yourself a whole lot more anxious by being worried about being anxious. It's part of life. It's part of the day. It's part of walking around in this meat suit. It's part of having a human brain, for sure. So let yourself use all the colors in the big, big box. Feel all the emotions. Don't get stuck in them, maybe, and get some help if you feel stuck. But if not, welcome to being human. It's not always such a bad place to be.